Hey, this is Ryan from Web Eminence, and on my YouTube channel here, I review a lot of website builders, and in this video, I'm going to show you 5 Wix features that I love. So the first thing I love about the Wix website builder is that it is fast and snappy. If you're going to use a website builder, it's going to be web-based, which means you're going to be using it in your browser. So they're often plagued by slowness, and if you're spending hours building a website and it is slow, or the slowness makes it difficult to use, it's going to be really frustrating. So one of the things I love about Wix is as you move through the website builder, things load really fast. Whenever you click, things pop up, and you see as I scroll through here, these things can be dragged around fast, and it's very responsive to when I move the mouse. So there's no or very little lag that's going to hurt the design process. The second thing I love about Wix is the animations. And Wix has had the animations as part of its platform for a long time, but they've continued to innovate and add more features with animations. You can pretty much animate anything on your entire site, including sections and objects. So this vector art I added, I click on it and I click the animation icon, and they have all these different animations that I can add. So it looks like there's about 11 of them here, actually 12, 13, about 14. And if I click on one, I can also customize it. So there's the power, duration, delay, and then there's the ability to animate only the first time. So each animation will probably have some different settings for it, but they're all very similar. But the ability to add animations is just going to add a lot of liveliness to your site, make it a lot more interesting. A lot of website builders just don't offer this at all. The third thing that I love about Wix is the graphical widgets they offer, like shapes, artwork, and images, which is going to make it a lot easier to be creative and create an interesting site. You can see I just added this random shape here. So if we go into add, they have vector art, so you can search in here. Right now they have stuff for the holidays, so they might change over time. There's tons of icons and all these different categories of different artwork that you can easily drag right to your site. They also have shapes, so there's lines, basic shapes, arrows, all kinds of stuff you can easily just drag right to your site. They also have a bunch of stock images built in for free, so you don't have to worry about stock images. You can just search for something in here, and there's a huge selection that is free to use on your Wix site. The fourth thing I love about Wix is these drag handles here, and you'll notice it'll come in handy on this image I just added to the page, because if you're adding this and you need to make room for it, it's a little scary at first because you might think you need to drag all these items down, and that would be the case with a lot of website builders, but in this case I can actually make room by clicking on one of these items and just dragging down, and it's going to drag everything below. So it didn't grab these two red shapes, but I can just grab those and drag them down. So that might seem like a small thing, but it's a huge time saver. I remember when I first figured that out when I was working with a Wix site, I was pretty happy when I found it because I knew it was going to save me a ton of time. So in this case, I could actually drag this image over, get it in the center, and even though I don't have enough room yet, I can just grab that drag handle on the top and pull it down to make more room, because it's going to drag everything underneath it, and then I'll just pull that image back up and I'm good to go. So again, a huge time saver and a useful feature that doesn't exist in a lot of other website builders I've tested. So the fifth and last feature I love about Wix is the mobile editor. I actually did a whole video on this a while back, and I also just reviewed a newer website builder that had no mobile editor and very few mobile features, which is kind of a deal breaker now with so much traffic occurring on mobile. And actually for a lot of sites, mobile is going to get more traffic. So it's very important to be focusing on your mobile site, maybe even more than your desktop site. So you can switch over to the mobile editor with Wix, and all your content will already be there from the desktop version of the site. You can then rearrange things, so you can move things down. A lot of times you're going to want to hide certain items. So let's say I didn't want this graphic, or maybe this red graphic here because it got a little bit out of place. I can actually click hide section, and it's just going to hide that and put it in a list here so I can easily add it back. So if I go back to hidden elements, I could just click plus and get that element added back. Another new feature they have, at least one I have not seen, is the page layout optimizer for mobile. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and see how it works. So it basically optimizes your mobile page for you, and it tries to arrange things better for you on mobile without you needing to do all the work. This page already looked pretty good, so I don't think it did too much, but I can simply click undo if I don't like that, and then I can rearrange things myself. There's other controls they give you specifically for mobile, like the menus and pages, a mobile background. There's a few mobile tools like an action bar, a back to top button that you could turn on off and customize, and a welcome screen, and then looks like a theme color. And actually looks like you can color the Chrome address bar to match your site. And this would be on mobile only. So there's many things I love about Wix, and that's why I recommend it to a lot of people. Those are just 5 things. You can check out my full review on Wix to learn some other things I love about it, and I'll link to that full video on the mobile editor here, and you can go check that out as well. We'll see you there.